Hello, everyone. Real estate investing. That's great. You could see those videos at night telling you that get some passive income. I will tell you from personal experience, there's nothing passive about real estate investment. Well, hold on, look, Professor. All you have to do is you get a couple of tenants and they pay the rent and they pay your mortgage and you just sit and collect. That's not true. Okay? It's a great selling skit because everybody knows what a house looks like. Everybody knows what a tenant looks like. And everybody knows about rent. So what is it to understand? If I were to talk to you about diversification, I'm talking to you about standard deviation, correlation. Whoa, too complicated. But this stuff is easy, right? I just have to find somebody to rent the place and then I collect the rent. First of all, from personal experience, I will tell you that there are lots of hidden expenses, but let's go beyond the expenses for a second. Right? Let's really look at it from the perspective of risk. Do you know how to calculate the risk in real estate, rentals, business? How do you do that? In stocks, if I want to buy IBM, what is the risk of investing in a stock? Well, I could see how the stock has performed over the past 100 years. At least I have some idea what's going on. But in real estate, it's a little bit more complicated. How do you know if this tenant is going to pay you? That's one risk. How do you know how this house is going to, how much this house is going to cost you in terms of the expenses? What is really going on inside the house? What is the history of the house? Well, I guess if you kind of know how to fix things and you know how to manage stuff, you should be able to fix it. I bought properties where actually the house was kind of leaning and it was leaning against the pipe, the sewer pipe, and used to have regular flooding in the basement. I didn't know that when I bought it. How could you potentially do that? You don't know. What is the risk that the gutter is going to fall on somebody's head? Well, you have insurance for that. Well, we'll have another discussion on insurance later on. What is the risk that the toilet is going to fill up or whatever, and you're going to have issue with plumbing? Well, it depends on the tenant. Depends what kind of people you're getting. How do you know you're going to get the people? What are the risks involved in all of these? Can we calculate the risk? You definitely cannot calculate the risk. Now, can you calculate the return? Look at my previous videos. Of course, you could calculate the return. That's easy to calculate. Everybody, even stocks, top 10 stocks, 3 months performance, 6 months performance, 7 month performance, 1 year versus the market versus the S&P. Yeah, it's easy to calculate. What is the risk in stock is a little more complicated. Check my other video, but it's easier than what is a risk in real estate. What is a return in real estate? Well, personal experience, I will tell you that you should only rent when it's 1%. The rent should be 1% of the value of the house. Right? So you bought a house or a property that's worth $200,000, you should be able to rent it for $2,000. If you rent for less than that, then it's going to be becoming difficult. But assuming that, right? Bought the property, I don't know, it was 100 or 200, was able to rent it for 1,400. So it was good, right? Well, money was coming in, sure. So if I take a look at the amount of money in terms of the rent, minus the mortgage, minus the taxes, minus the insurance, minus the water and the sewer, and the return was around 40%. Wow, fantastic. Let's go for it. Hold on. But then you have expenses, right? Expenses, the shower head is breaking. The toilet seat needs to be replaced. You get fined from the city. What did happen? Things like in a basement, you may have a flooding that is not caused by the tenant, but the fact that you didn't have the proper vent, the basement wasn't properly vented. The window is not working anymore, so it needs to be replaced. Blah, 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 blah. That 40%, before you know it, again from experience, it drops around 20%. Now, of course, you could be a slumlord, and you say, I'm not fixing anything unless I have to. True. And frankly, it is a strategy, and I've seen it happen. I've seen it done. It is a strategy. But then the tenant's quality is going to drop as well. And then it's going to be a lot of work. It's a lot of work regardless. Anyway, we're down to 20%. For that 20% return, what is the risk that I am taking? It is almost impossible to calculate that risk. Why? Because you have no history on this house, that tenant, and everything else. All you can do is be prepared for it. Case in point, go visit the tenant, and the gutter is going to fall off. Tenant forgot to tell you that the gutter was going to fall off. Go to the city and say, hey, guys, you need to fix that gutter. The guys come over and say, well, I don't mind fixing it. The only thing is, it's leaning against an electrical thing, and I can't do it. The city needs to shut the electricity for me to work on it. Good luck to get that done. Meanwhile, that gutter is leaning and leaning, falls on somebody's head. You get sued. You say, I have insurance. Yeah, well, do you want to spend month and month in legal proceeding? And frankly, while you might have insurance, right, you're going to have to defend yourself. Did you do everything you were supposed to do in order for you to prevent that gutter from falling? How often do you inspect the house? Lots of issues with that. So before investing in real estate, make sure you have a good handyman and you know what to do. B, understand all the risks involved in real estate, right? Which is almost impossible. I'm talking measuring the risk, not just the risk. Yeah, the tenant's not going to pay you, but that's not the point. Are you getting paid for that 20%? Right? Maybe you should go into a dividend-paying stock at 15% and don't have all the headaches. Of course, if the price of property goes up, it makes up for it. But still, lots of issues. And by the way, Google tenant shoots landlord, or vice versa. Lots of that things happening as well. And that's a risk that I can even measure. You're not going to get shot if you buy a stock. So the idea, of course, is make sure you understand the risks and how to calculate the risk. That is very important in real estate. And don't forget, subscribe to my channel.